In the span of about an hour, we learned that unicorns really were bloodthirsty psychopaths, but also apparently racist cannibals. The way they tore into the Equus's corpse was stomach churning, to say the least. They were noisy as hell, too, and from the looks of it, they weren't going to let a single part of it go to waste. "Would you like some?" the king offered. "No thanks," Carl replied. "We're not really hungry." "Suit yourself. I take it you both understand the situation you're in?" We nodded. "Good. I'll send someone out to take you where you need to go. He'll meet you outside." We couldn't get out of there fast enough. It took a great deal of my willpower not to puke while watching them eat. If I had, I get the feeling I wouldn't be typing this up right now. "Oh my God," I said, pausing to take a deep breath once we were going back down the steps. "It smells so much better out here." "You can say that again. At least your leg is all fixed up now." "Yeah, but that's not going to matter if we can't pull this off." "Don't get cynical on me, Pete. After all, this isn't my first rescue mission." "What was your last one like?" "A lot different from the one we're about to do, but all of the ones I've completed have given me years of stealth experience." "I'll follow your lead on this, then." A brown-furred unicorn with a black horn met us outside. Around his neck was a leather bag attached to a strap. On his back was a saddle. "What's in there?" I asked, pointing to it. "Things we'll need. Now." He knelt down. "Get on." His fur was silky, yet solid. Being on him was surreal enough. Having him carry us was another experience altogether. I mean, how many people can say they actually rode a real unicorn? Sure, they may be psycho-fucking assholes, at least from our experience. However, riding one was still exhilarating. We had to hold on for dear life because he was going so fast. I damn near fell off a couple of times. "I can't wait to tell Nick about this," I told Carl. "Same here." "Like hell you will," the brown unicorn said. "Why not?" Carl asked. "Under most circumstances, you two would never be allowed to do this. You're getting off before those harpies, or especially the Equus, see us. If you ever tell anyone about this, I'll find you and stomp you to death in your sleep." We both knew he'd follow through with this threat if either of us talked. Now, I know what you're thinking. "Pete, haven't you done exactly that by typing this up?" Well, due to reasons I'm about to explain, we're actually safe from his threat. "Are we close?" I inquired. "We're nearly there. Take out what's in the pouch." Carl opened it to find some torches and 2 swords. "To light them, all you have to do is strike them against something." "Got it," Carl said. The Equus, or Pegasus forest, was more akin to a regular one, although one could tell it was different. It's hard to explain. All I can say is that it had a certain vibrancy that distinguished it from forests found on Earth. Overlooking the forest was a snow-covered mountain. On top of that was a pearl white mountain that stretched up into the clouds. "I take it the princess is in there?" I asked. "You'd be correct. In all likelihood, she's probably being kept in their dungeon." The brown unicorn slowed to a stop. "This is where you must get off." He knelt again, and we slid down along with the bag. "Now, I must return to the king and queen. I'll be back here by sunrise in case you two are successful. Godspeed." Almost as if it came out of nowhere, a blur cut across the forest, accompanied by a loud shrieking. Before the brown unicorn could react, we saw a large slash form on his neck. Blood sprayed from it, and we stared, "oh shit" alarms going off in our heads. "Run," he choked out with his last breath, falling over dead. We bolted, diving behind one of the trees. From our vantage point, we could see a good view of the harpies. Now, these weren't the kind you'd see in the artwork of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. These looked way closer to how the ancient Greeks depicted them. The best way I can describe them is being a cross between condors and eagles with human faces. Instead of having mouths and noses, they possessed sharp beaks. We were really lucky they didn't notice us, or else we'd have been on their menu. Getting eaten seemed to be a recurring risk for us. I can't decide what repulsed me more, the way they fed or the unicorns. The way the harpies pulled and stretched the meat raw off the bones was scary, to be sure. However, the unicorn's cannibalism is terrifying on principle, even if they see themselves as different beings from the equus. In either case, our situation didn't look good. Not only did we have to go further towards those monstrosities, now we had no way of getting back to the castle. It felt like being between a rock and a hard place that was filled with monsters. Well, this is just fucking dandy, I said, as we were walking further into the forest, making sure to use the trees as cover. Why can't things ever go smoothly for us? I wish I knew the answer to that. At least we haven't been spotted. The mountain's going to be one hell of a climb, though. I've been thinking about that. We've been walking for a while now. I know it's risky, but do you think we should stop and rest? If we did, we'd have more strength to make it up the mountain, not to mention get the princess and go back down it. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, actually. Then let's find a good spot to set up camp. Hey, is it just me, or did it get really cold all of a sudden? Now that you mention it, yeah. Wait. Oh no. What? Low moans carried by the winds became audible, and I understood why Carl was so on edge.